I say identify your passion, whatever it is, and then forget reality, forget common sense and objectivity. What is a goal? Find out what you really want to do, put it into your life. It might be impossible for me, like running across Canada with a stroller. I believe it's possible. Oh, I know it's possible. I just don't know if it's possible for me, but I've got to try. I know that there's going to be less than wonderful moments, but I can't tell you what they're all going to be. I don't know, I might have my leg ripped off by a bear. I've decided to do this project, and in deciding to that, I've sort of given it blanket sort of carte blanche, right? I will accept come what may. It's all about expectation management, I think. And if you're, obviously you hope to have something run smoothly, but the moment that hope moves into expectation where you want it to run smoothly, I think that's where you have problems. So if you just manage your expectations and say, yes, I'd like it not to be windy, but if it is windy, just enjoy that. Cliche, but you sort of embrace it, and you enjoy what it brings, the feeling, the senses. So there's a whole sensory package that comes with embracing or accepting, you know, the situation where you are. A little bit lonely, get a bit bored of myself at times, but physically, as I say, ask me in 40 years' time, see what's happened to my hips and knees. Right now, I feel like you could do this forever, man.
I know it's not healthy, this lifestyle. If I'd get a bit cuckoo if I did this for the rest of my life, which is why I see it as something I want to do intensely now, but I'll definitely pull out of it in 10-15 years time.
Inside you is this organism that is just so phenomenal, and one of the things that this phenomenal organism can do is actually travel on foot 7,500 kilometers, you know.
Yeah.
But by saying you can't do it, you're sort of almost diminishing your own, I don't know, value, worth. And it's like, dudes, that's so sad, man. You don't realize how special you are.
So my name's Tom, and I inspire people to explore new worldviews, and I have a PhD in possibility. So what that actually means is, how do people decide what's possible and impossible? How do they decide what they can do and what they can't do? And I was interested in working with those beliefs and empowering people to attempt the crazy and unrealistic goals that inspire them. So
if I backed off at the beginning, this is my opinion, and I said, okay, I backed off in the beginning, but it's because I realized I'd bitten off more than I was competent with. Not that I couldn't do it, but in my state of mind, I felt that I couldn't overcome that particular obstacle. Then that's not so much failure. But if I backed out and said, well, it's because there's dust in my eye, I got, you know, bitten by a mosquito, I think it's also fear, getting back to that failure thing, is where you portion what you learn from it. If you're willing to, how honest you are as well with yourself. Two degrees outside, but inside it's burning up like flipping nothing. I think I'm about 48 degrees, so it's actually getting quite toasty. It's a lack of wind, that's what it is, hey? The air's cool, but there's no wind, so I think before I sweat myself into an oblivion, I'll run like this for a while, see how that goes. I have a physiological anomaly, I think, where my thermoreceptors just don't pick up cold, so I get cold because I'm a mammal. But the first time I know I'm cold is when capillary refill is non-existent, so it's all white and slow movement. So I don't feel the cold, but I still suffer the effects of cold. When I first arrived in Newfoundland, straight out of a African summer, coming into Newfoundland, I was like, holy goodness, this is just ridiculous. 2 days later, no, back in shorts and t-shirt. And so it's, yeah, I suppose, like anything, hey, you can shift your opinion and change your opinion. You're entitled to change your outlook on life.
Everybody's different, and everybody has to evaluate that themselves. It doesn't matter what I tell you is possible or impossible, because you're going to have to make that decision for yourself based on who you think you are and what you believe about the world and the situation that you find yourself in.
There's this little dude running along, and they should be able to superimpose their face on that and say, well, that person could actually be me. The only difference is this person's made the decision to do it. I haven't yet, but if I chose to, just sort of take that place. So what you have there is a 300-pound 5-year-old grizzly bear. It was making a nuisance of itself for that direction, and they're going to go release it right near the pass, about 15 k's from here. I've still got to get to the pass. They didn't seem too upset about me going that way, so it's going to make the assault on the pass very interesting. I got my bear spray, got my bells, but I guess we'll just have to keep our eyes open for grizzlies.
Being scared is part of the process for a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with being scared. You can still decide whether you're going to do that or not. I'm terrified, and this is freaking me out, but that goal or that intention is important to me, and I'm going to choose to act anyway. Some people will say, well, yeah, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Because they choose to see similarities between Dave and themselves.
A little abandoned, it's not abandoned, it's fully functioning, but empty house that we were allowed to use. You got given permission, and it's a good thing because, as you can see, it was raining, and in this temperature we've managed to pick up. I don't know if that qualifies as ice or snow. I'm not Canadian.
So imagine after 140 days. Now, how many days have you been going?
4 months anniversary's just happened, so it's about 123.
Alright. So fancy 123 days and 6,250 odd kilometres eating 12 peanut butter sandwiches a day. That's quite a few.
But generally I'm not actually eating, I don't think, as much as the experts say I should be. I don't stretch, I don't drink nearly enough water. I do everything that, I don't do anything that the experts say you need to do to be a successful long distance runner.
Your Coke mix looks delicious.
3 parts water, 1 part Coke. Just a bit of sweetness to get the juices going. So final stretch through the mountains, ups, downs, lefts and rights. About 2.5 weeks I'll be in Vancouver, and then another 5 days to get to Toffino on Vancouver Island. You don't have to be tough. I think that's the biggest misconception, because people always see it as a very physical running thing. It's running because that's my passion, but the project isn't about running, it's about following my passion. To do something like this, all you really need to do is be patient. I think that's the #1 characteristic. Just be patient, and when it's day 30 and it's still raining, just smash out day 31, because by day 35 things will be dry. By day 124, 5, whatever I'm on, you're going to end up It doesn't make sense to me that people believe they can't run across Canada.
Whatever they perceive as their own limitations are so far short of what they're actually capable of.
Tuna. but with a kick, just to add a bit of texture and words can't even describe. But I seem to have managed to lose an entire sleeping mattress. And my little bum's gonna get cold.
You just ran across Canada.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's been stunning, man. I mean, just heaven. Listen to that. Beautiful.